This is the Bank Nifty daily charts. You can see a green candles coming after yesterday's drop. The market took some support and made a considerable comeback. This is how the trading session went. This is the 15-minute chart. So in the first few minutes, the market came down, opened up, gap down, came down, tested yesterday's low, even pierced it. The low was 58, and yesterday it was 36,666. So you can see it pierced it, and essentially anytime after it went below this low is when we were looking to considerably short the market, but it made a considerable bounce back. Now, since we aren't doing our regular strategies, and what we are doing is trying to figure out if this slight directional strategy can add 0.2 to 0.3% in our overall profits, and whether it is viable. So throughout the week, that's kind of what we are doing. So I'm not keeping a track on what the straddle prices are, where the markets are opening. I'm more interested in what are the small directional swings that we are getting in the market. So this is what we ended up doing, right? So as the market was sort of giving us these calls and puts, we were selling. So I was looking mainly at the 5-minute chart. So I'm trading more in the 5-minute chart. Let me kind of move this away so it can become bigger. I just realized that. So this is kind of how it happened, right? I was waiting to short it over here, and since I didn't get that opportunity, I eventually ended up waiting all the way till here, and around 10 o'clock is when I first made my small short, and then it took some directional calls. Then over here, I think around 11:15, I got another opportunity for selling a put. Did that. So essentially through the day, you got maybe 3 4 trades in the overall day. um, it's one of the things I realized is we have to be very vigilant, because we're looking to get in quick, get out quick, set our stop losses quick, even though our stop losses are getting triggered. I think yesterday we did about 6 or 7 trades. I think three of them, the stop losses got triggered. But what we're also trying to do is try and now calculate whether my risk to reward can be from 1 is to 1 to maybe 1 is to 1.5, 1 is to 2, right? So then even if I hit stop losses 50% of the time, I'm still in the profit. Whereas if I'm doing 1 is to 1 and I'm constantly hitting my stop losses, at the end of the day, this can be a useless exercise, right? So that's one of the things that we've learned. There are opportunities that are there. Like I know over here, I had written to sell a put, and over here I kind of got out of the trade, and I missed the potential opportunity to ride this wave of the market coming down. Again, it's one of those things that you'll get some, you'll miss some. At least right now for me, that's the case. But overall, it's seeming like a strategy that can work, right? It can potentially add 0.2 to 0.4% in the week. It's definitely mentally exhausting. You've got to be very vigilant about it. But I guess right now it's a little difficult for me, because it's constantly checking, why didn't I sell puts here? Why didn't I build my premium? But it's an interesting strategy to add on, especially if I were to look at yesterday's move, where it would be in this one directional move. Over here, the old strategy would have been on the back foot, right? A strategy like today would have been, the older strategy would have worked, because I would have sort of sold calls at 37,500, sold puts around 36,500, and basically eaten all the premium through the day. And without having to do too much work, we would have been in the green. But the idea of this week is to do this kind of directional strategy, and so far it seems to be working. So I'm kind of excited to see what ends up happening tomorrow. um, Now I'm recording this at 8 o'clock in the morning. So what happens today? The SGX index is showing up. If you look at the daily candle, it's definitely a green, so there is a bullish sign to the market. So we are wait and watch to see what happens. Now we've got these zones, right? So I think this current zone here of 37,500 will definitely be tested. This 700, 800, I think after this, if it starts crossing this, is where there is a potential big move to come up. On the downside, we've got a small zone here. It's not a very strong one, but at 37,000 round figure, psychological figure is something that's important. And otherwise, at 36,600, you could see that yesterday also when the market bounced, and today when the market bounced, we've got a strong pullback coming from there. So that's a looking like a fairly strong support zone. So I think today the market may trade between 37.7, and I don't think it'll test the 36.6, but for comfort's sake, I think that should be our overall playing field. Um, as part of the strategy today, I'm also looking at a couple of F&O stocks to try and see if I can do the same trades in these directional trades in them as well. So if I get those opportunities, that is something that I may cover in tomorrow's video. But overall, this is kind of what we're doing. Next 2 days are going to be the exact same. And on Thursday, we will reassess our positions, and when we start for the following week on Friday is when we'll decide whether this will be an added bonus that we can do for us to end our weeks in profit.